amazing thing is that the camera's actually pointing north now, so the sun is due north of us, and it's midnight. It's exactly on midnight at the moment, so contrary to everything that we normally experience a little bit further south. Well, the Earth goes around the Sun in an orbit, an oval-shaped orbit, which takes a year, and the angle that the Earth is tilted towards the orbit is 23.5 degrees. And so that if you're within 23.5 degrees of the pole, so that is north of 66.5 degrees north, on Midsummer's Day, and it's Midsummer's Day today in the Northern Hemisphere, you get 24 hours of daylight for the whole of that period. And the nearer you go to the pole, the more days that you get. So at the North Pole you have a full 6 months of daylight, and here, just north of North Cape, as we go around North Cape at the moment, we have 2 months continuous sunshine, and then in the middle of winter, and I won't be here, they have two months of continuous darkness. And at the moment we're actually looking over the top of the North Pole to see the sun. So the North Pole lies between us and the sun at the moment. Well, we're at 72.5 degrees north essentially, so that's 18 degrees of latitude away from the North Pole, and every degree is 60 nautical miles. 80 times 16 is about 1,000 nautical miles, say, from the North Pole. That's a quick calculation on the hoof. So, I mean, obviously, the type of air that we get is this polar air. In winter, they get a meeting of Arctic air, much colder, and there's a boundary, the front, between that and the polar air. But at the moment, we get this polar air, and it passes over what may not seem very warm sea if we went for a swim in it, but for these latitudes it's amazingly warm. It's the warmest sea that you can get at these latitudes in the world. It's not frozen, it never freezes throughout the year, and as it passes over, it is warmed from below, and we get these lovely bubbly cumulus type clouds, so the weather associated with it as well. At this latitude, the lowest it gets is 4.6 degrees above the horizon, but that's if light travelled in straight lines. So the horizon, we can see this beautiful horizon, the really clear visibility, is called, if it was straight lines, geometrically straight lines, we'd call that the sensible horizon, but what we're seeing is what's called the visible horizon, and light bends a little bit over, so we see a little bit beyond that as well, which makes the sun a little bit higher. And that 4.6 degrees is to the centre of the sun, and of course when the sun is setting we can get a little bit of sunshine beyond that as the top of the sun is setting down. So about 4.6 degrees above the horizon, and then the maximum altitude will be 42 degrees above the horizon. So almost half a right angle is the maximum height it will get here. And then it will be pointing due south. So the sun circulates round us in a full 360 degrees and follows a path that rises in the sky, getting to midday at its highest altitude. And here, this is the lowest altitude that we get at this latitude at this time of year. I've been up here in March as well, and it's a wonderful cruise up here in March with the Aurora Borealis and the dog sledding and the reindeer sledding and using the skidoos. So it's a beautiful place to come, but I think, you know, November through February I'd give a miss myself.